And they are strong and healthy. I will never kill this tree, anything I do to it. Famous last word. Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. And I'm going to do this established bonsai to give it one more stage of refinement and find a more appropriate pot for it to go through the process of reshaping and designing. This is actually a Hokkaido elm that's called a cork elm, Davidiana. It's been growing in the ground for about, I would say total, this is about a 20-year-old tree, about 15 years in the ground. And then I dug it up about 5-7 years ago and put it in a 15-gallon growing pot. And then about 3 years ago, I put it into this oversized bonsai pot. And today I'll put it into the final stage of the bonsai design into a pot that's more appropriate for its size and design. In terms of it, designing and reshaping stage of development, I never wired the tree. It was all clip and grow in the early stage. And I still haven't ever wired it yet, but today I may just do a little bit of that because it's getting to the final stage. I'm not really major reshaping it, but I need to make it look nice quicker, although I still do minimal wiring. So with that in mind, then let me take it out of the pot. It's really quite easy. I don't anchor down my tree because it's not going anywhere. And I also put lining under the bottom for root pruning, and you can see the results. This is a stage of development where the pot is somewhat oversized. But you can see there's not much root curling because I used the root pruning technique of having this mesh underneath of it. You can see this is just my regular soil, and no turning at all, because that did the job, root pruning. You can see very few gone through it. With that in mind, then let me just clean off the soil and then start to work on it. You see, very easy to repot because I just use my soil mix. That's really mostly sandy loam and peat moss, really. At that time, I didn't even add much perlite. You can see the roots are really nice, lots of fibrous roots because the root pruning. Oh, look at how beautiful the roots are, the fibrous roots. And they are strong and healthy. I will never kill this tree, anything I do to it. Famous last word. You can see the roots grow out nicely radially everywhere. Okay, I'll be right back. You can see actually at that time, I used a lot of perlite about 3 years ago. I decided to use less perlite. I decided to add perlite to my soil mix to increase aeration, but that's not been a problem. It's been very, the trees are growing very vigorously in that. Just topsoil, sandy loam, and peat moss mix about 1 to 1 at a time. So my soil mix is always changing, and you need to change too to suit your own environment, okay? So this is the tree, and you can see the soil mix is so easy to remove that I'm not damaging any of the roots almost. I need to see the roots more clearly. I don't think there's much more depth to go, so I would keep the soil level maybe a little bit lower, but not much lower. to expose the to take advantage of the bigger base at the bottom. So that's a tree. I think this part needs to be either exposed or hidden so that it doesn't look like roots are not there. Although these roots will grow back out once it touches the soil. So I have a lot of options. I think, one possibility is to take advantage of this healing mark. That's very interesting. Basically, this tree was cut off from another tree, and then the bottom started to take over, kind of divide up a tree. But this is now looking at like a very interesting part of a tree, like a tree that was somehow, there's a hole there. And then this is kind of a semi-inclining tree that's going more or less upright. So if you look at it from this angle, this would be the tree. Looks interesting. And from this side, it looks okay too. So I think that's probably what I do. Instead of a cascade, which in some senses are not really natural, not many cliffs are there in the world, I would just do it this way. Little reclining on one side, very interesting bottom, and then there's a major branch going out and going up that way. So I will find an appropriate pot for that. So I've decided to choose this pot because it kind of rhymes with the tree. And I just showed a little bit of the, exposed a little bit of part of the hollow to make it interesting. And this is a nice branch to cover this area. So I actually leave it alone, although I will be clipping it somewhat. I think what I'll do is at least clip this side so they will leave out into that side. Then I just start from the top, as usual. So in refining the tree, I'm already pretty much there. Apex is there. So I'm just clipping to get rid of the redundant branch. And I may do a little bit of wiring, although I don't think I'll do much. So, but definitely this is the apex. And I don't want something sticking out that high. So I just cut it off right here. And then I just started cleaning it up, going down. The point is that you want a lot of branching green, but not overly so to hide the tree. So after I've done it, it'll be quite bare, but again, the elm will grow out very vigorously by March, April. When the springtime comes, the tree will be quite full looking. It should be fine. So I have a choice to either bend this down, which is not at the right angle. So I just rather clip it off and let the bottom grow out to suit. Paramilitary, anything's possible around here. what I did is the tree was so overgrown in a 15-gallon pot. Then I put it in an oversized bonsai pot. So I clipped a lot of the overgrowth to see the overall design of the tree and the trunk. And I did not make any major branches, but just cleaning it up, really cleaning it up, and so that I can see the trunk and expose a lot of get rid of the redundant growth so I can see the growth. Okay. The process is I grow the tree in the ground, cut it up, and put in a 15-gallon can. In the process, like this was a tall tree, and I cut it off so that these took over to become the apex. But this looks ugly, so someday I will chisel all of this to create a little hollow. I think that would look very interesting. And then this tree, instead of a cascade, I decided to make it into a inclining tree, sort of a little bit inclining this way. And this hole here, someday when it's exposed, it'll look interesting. People might wonder what happened here, like an animal dug a hole in it or something. And then this tree comes up like really a double trunk, and then this is a major trunk coming down. So for example, I may even cut off this branch to accentuate this nice curve, and then something will grow out here. I think this tree is done. I think in next spring it will look quite nice, and then 2 more years later it will be a show tree. So I hope you have found this video informative. Like if you like it, and please subscribe to our channel. I like the encouragement, and we'll notify you of any new posting in the future. So thank you very much. See you next week.